Hey Give and Go fam, we've partnered with Play On Sports to share with you the world's first soccer-specific pre-match beverage made to increase all aspects of your game. No more need to hit up a gas station for an overpriced energy drink. Let me introduce you to Play On. That's right, Play On. Play On combines hydration, focus, endurance, and long-lasting energy in one scoop. You can take this before your training sessions, matches, long or short runs, or cardio-based activities as you train for the beautiful game.
Yeah, man, I'm actually really excited to try this because, it says it's not just for soccer, but it's kind of like you said, like cardio-based activity, or honestly, even like weight training, which I've been trying to get into a lot recently. So I'm excited to just use this as like a pre-workout type of fuel. So yeah, I'm really excited to try it.
Yeah, and I like that the product is local to here in Austin. It's an Austin company.
Yeah, that's dope.
So that's pretty dope, man. You can visit playon-sports.com and score 25% off with discount code GIVEANDGO so you can play on no matter the pitch.
But I'm curious to see how far Arsenal can actually go this year.
Yeah, what heights they can reach, man.
Yeah, because when you compare, for example, Arsenal's offense to Tottenham's offense, I actually get a little bit more excited when I look at Arsenal.
For real?
I do, simply because I think they have a lot more to give. When you look at Tottenham's front three, you have Harry Kane, Heung-min Son, very, very good. But for some reason, those two players who have been with Tottenham for year in, year out, can't do it together. And I don't mean in the sense of scoring goals, having good chemistry. I mean in the sense of winning big games, right? They just don't have that track record of pushing Tottenham to that kind of upper echelon of the top two. And you added Richarlison, who I think is going to be a good asset to have, but I don't see Richarlison as a game changer. I see him as a great player who can play alongside Son and Harry Kane. So it's a very effective front three. It's a front three that will wreak havoc throughout the league. And if you're facing that front three, you're gonna be sweating. But can it really break into that top two? I don't know. But when I look at Arsenal, I see a lot more variability, maybe a lot more flair, a lot more opportunity to actually unlock a defense. Because I think at times, Heung-min Son and Richarlison can be too direct. Because I think Liverpool have a perfect balance of like both.
Yeah.
Salah's direct as hell, but he's also crafty. Right? And I think that means something, especially a crazy league like the Premier League where you couple insane athleticism with insane skill. I think craftiness, skill and athleticism combined wins you these games, wins you these leagues. When I look at Arsenal's front three, you have the directness, the brashness of Gabriel Jesus up top. I think he'll score just as many goals as Harry Kane, honestly. I think Jesus is going to go off this year, bro. He's going to go off. He's free. He's just going to have a lot of fun with Arsenal.
Yeah.
And who does he have alongside him? He has a really good craftiness, but also directness in Bukayo Saka, Emil Smith-Rowe. Underneath him, he has a very creative midfielder in Martin Odegaard. Tottenham don't really have that.
Not in the midfield.
They don't.
No.
Tottenham don't have creativity really on the wings or honestly underneath Harry Kane. They have a lot of skill. I'm not calling Heung-min Son unskilled. I'm saying the opposite. Heung-min Son is insanely skilled. But I think Arsenal's players have a lot more craft. And I think that goes further in today's Premier League. And I think ultimately this is going to be an awesome season to watch because we'll get our answer. We'll get our answer this year.
No, those North London derbies are going to be ruthless,
insane,
bro. Ruthless. It's going to be the best they've been in a few years, bro.
I think so.
A few years.
I do think so.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited that both Tottenham and Arsenal have had such a good preseason, have had such a good offseason, both on the pitch but also with their transfers, because there's going to be no excuse now. If Arsenal's going to be like, we're waiting till next year to get our transfers. No, it was this year. Same with Tottenham. Tottenham like, okay, no, we have Conte now. And we've got the transfers that he wanted. Both teams are set up to have a very successful season. So it's going to be insane to watch which one outdoes the other.
Yeah, no, you got some great points, but I would push back on a few things. But at the end of the day, I think it comes down to, I do agree with your final question, big moments. Because both these teams, Tottenham, you pointed out Harry Kane and Heung-min Son. And one of the things I would push back is just, I think they've been very successful. I think that the reason they haven't achieved success wasn't their fault. I would say that the fact they reached a Champions League final was incredible, and that I would put the blame on the back line.
The back line, yeah.
Well, I know that they finished second in the Prem during the Leicester run as well. Like they've had chances, but I do agree that something isn't there that has helped them fully fulfill their achievements. Yeah. They always come short, man. Tottenham hasn't won a title in years, bro.
Yeah.
Years. And Tottenham just hasn't been able to reach the heights that the Liverpool, the Manchester Cities, even the Chelseas have been able to reach.
Right.
And Arsenal showed that they are capable of incredible moments, especially last season when they went on an insane run, just won back to back to back. They didn't lose for a good while. But when that big moment arrived for them to actually qualify for a Champions League spot and surprise everyone who had, in a way, doubted them this season.
True.
They couldn't do it, man.
Right.
They couldn't do it. And so both teams have set themselves up to be, teams that bottle it, but it's like, but that answer is going to be given to us in one way or another.
This year.
Yeah.
This
Either
year.
one team steps up to the plate or they both underwhelm and do worse than what we're projecting right now.
Very true.
Which will set up for that's a great fight in itself. So you got 1 and 2 with Manchester City and Liverpool fighting it off, but then you got Tottenham and Arsenal going at it right there.
Yeah, and that's what I love about this battle between Arsenal and Tottenham, because it's very psychological. You just said it. Arsenal had an insane run last year where they completely proved their doubters wrong, and people were starting to think like, okay, maybe Arteta's building something.
Yeah.
And you're right. They did bottle it when they really shouldn't have. They really shouldn't have. They completely set themselves up. Their schedule at the end of the season was good.
Yeah.
It was set up for them to get that Champions League spot, honestly, and they bottled it. But that's what I'm kind of getting at, is that, yes, that is in the past, and Arsenal can only move forward. And that's what I'm so excited about this year, because Arsenal have an insane chance, because they know that, look, when we play our best, we're one of the best teams in the Premier League. So they know that. And they know that they've kept the main core of their team, and they've added even better quality.
Great moves, man.
They've made great moves.
Yeah.
So Arteta has set this team up to be very, very successful this year. They build off what they built last year, and they just do even a little bit better. It's a guaranteed Champions League spot, and I'm very curious to see how high they can go, even if it's like fighting for second for like half the season, or maybe even a little bit past that. I'm very curious to see what Arsenal can do. And in contrast, I think Tottenham have the same opportunity. They have the same opportunity, but for me, it's a little bit different, because in my opinion, I don't think their offseason transfers was as successful. And I know you're going to say, well, what about Richarlison? Yes, he's an excellent player, but he's no Gabriel Jesus, in my opinion, man. Like, honestly. And I'm not going to say Gabriel Jesus is like one of the best forwards in the Premier League, but he's damn good. Richarlison has been incredible, but with mid-table teams. Jesus has proven that he can play amongst the best.
Big game player.
And for Arsenal just to get that as their immediate starting number 9, that's incredible, man. And I there's no doubt in my mind that Harry Kane is going to score 20 to 30 goals like he always does. There's no doubt in my mind. But I see too many times where maybe Kane or Heung-min Son just get shut down a little bit too easily in those big games. And it's not to say that Arsenal don't either, but like I said, to kind of prove my point, I think Arsenal's craftiness will ultimately be why they're a little bit better than Tottenham.
You think they finish above Tottenham?
I do think so.
I think it comes down to the big moments, but also the coaching, man. I don't have the confidence in Arteta that I have in Conte, bro.
Okay, that's actually a good point.
Especially in those big games when Conte would face off against Man City and Liverpool. He got a 2-2 tie against Liverpool last season, and he got a victory against Man City. One of the few teams that Man City lost to.
That's true.
And in both those games, his genius just shined through, man.
Right.
You just saw why these players believe in him and why his system works. If he can just have a full season to operate in a way that he has players that he likes now, that he wants, I see that being too tough for Arsenal to overcome when it comes to that North London derby rivalry there. I think Arsenal finishes right under, but it's going to be tight. It's going to be tight.
Yeah.